Welcome, Capricorn and Capricorn cross watchers, to your singles and new love reading. So we have where you are, where you were, and where you're headed. And then from this other deck here, we're going to get the next love interest for Capricorn, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And that's all going to be time stamped in the description box below. So let's get started here. We have the Five of Wands and Queen of Pentacles for where you are, and the Six of Cups for where you were. So, and then like the, you know, the freaking Empress here for where you're headed. Capricorn, I feel like it's almost like you're headed where you know you've always deserved to like live in that energy. And it's like you always knew it was coming. It just feels like it may have taken so long that you settled into the energy that you're in. Whoops, right? It almost feels like you may have settled into like, well, if this is as far as this goes, that's okay. It feels like someone's going to come in with an offer here. And it seems really genuine. We're going to dig into it a little bit. But it feels like it's really in your face. It feels like there's something about the abruptness of it. It's almost like, let's say, for example, I'm doing the reading and then all of a sudden I do this, right? And I stick something right in your face. It's like, you know what I mean? It feels, maybe the request itself isn't, but the presentation and how it's requested feels kind of like invasive, abrasive, and, you know, it just feels like you want to say, like, get that out of my face. Like, let's start there. It feels like you kind of want to argue with this person. I feel like you give them the benefit of the doubt. It feels, at least on surface level, that their intention is good, and I feel like that's why you give them, like a hot minute to explain themselves. Let's see what's going on with that though, because we just okay. What's going on with that request? This Pentacle for the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. It legit fell right into the slot over here where the rest of my cards are. Okay, one second. It kind of feels like someone is making you an offer on borrowed time. It's almost like they're coming in and they have spent all of their savings renting a really nice car. And they're hoping that them driving that car is going to win you over, not realizing that it's like after the second date when sorry, I just heard something. After the second date, when they're either driving their regular car or they don't have a car at all, it's like they threw all of their eggs into one basket. You know, like they went for broke type of thing. And what's interesting is I feel like whatever it is they're trying to stick in your face here, if it is a car or something financial, like it doesn't really impress you. You know what I mean? There's something about it that it just doesn't impress you. It's almost like, sorry to say this, I feel like regardless of what this person offered you, you wouldn't take it. And it feels like it's just not. It's almost like if someone kind of professed their love for you, but they were, hold on for a sec. Let's just say, for example, right, that you are, that there's a huge age gap, right? And you're older, and this person comes in and they kind of like, they do seem earnest and they do seem to have a really nice energy towards you, but it's like, you know that the two of you are not in the same life stage, right? And it just feels like it's just not what you're looking for. So where you were, we have the Six of Cups reversed. I'm going to call you out a little bit here. I feel, Capricorn, that you, not all the way, but you're a little bit jaded. And I'm sorry to say that, but I feel like you've had enough people upset your apple cart that it feels like your heart is closed. It does. I feel like there's something about the earnestness and the like genuine sweet energy coming from this person that, you know, that you're not really just like well matched type thing. There's something about them that it's like if you've built a wall around your heart, it seems to, you know, knock a few bricks out, if you will. It feels like it's something, it feels like whatever they do and however they say it is very heartwarming. It feels like there's something childish about it, not in a, any type of way. It just feels like there's something that's childish in that it's immature. And I feel like it seems to remind you of like times gone by and not any one particular, experience that you've had, but it kind of reminds you of the feeling that you get when you really, when you're crushing on somebody or when you first kind of fall for somebody. And it feels like it's pretty refreshing if you've been in a place where everything's cut and dry and it's very, not that you're unhappy, it just feels like things are very structured. Let's say, for example, your house is like spick and span, perfectly clean, and then someone comes over and they bring you, like flowers, and you come home and you see one flower in a vase. It just feels like there's something really like, oh wow, that's so sweet. It's so thoughtful. And those types of things can, sometimes they're rare. And I feel like that seems to be, here's the thing. I feel like that seems to be what opens your heart. But this Empress doesn't look particularly happy, right? Hold on for a second here. It feels like the type of thing, I'm sorry to say, where like you get exactly what you wanted the whole time, but then you get it and you're like, oh, this is what it is. You know what I mean? It just feels like there's something about it that is kind of lackluster. It feels like it's one of those things where it's like it's deafeningly silent, right? Of course, the silence isn't deafening, but it feels that you could swear if it is that way. It feels like that type of a thing. And it's not even that you're ungrateful or anything. It just feels like it's almost like that either path that at least you feel that either path you take would have led you to this point anyway. So you're not unhappy with your choice necessarily. It just feels like it wasn't quite what you expected. So we're going to, okay, I'm going to actually use this deck for you guys. Can we get the next person for Capricorn Sun? Who's coming towards Capricorn Sun? Okay. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. I feel like this is someone that I almost want to say they seem a little bit gossipy, but it's like, it's in the best way, right? Whereas some people, when they're gossiping, they're like, oh my God, did you hear? It's like, let's say there's a couple getting married and this person is, when you hear somebody whispering in this way, you would assume that they're saying something good. but actually this person is like, trying to rain down like blessings on the couple. Like they're just saying like, oh my God, they're so cute. You know how they met? It was so adorable. Like it just, I hope you could hear that. It just feels like it's a really positive energy, but I want to say it feels like people intentionally, maybe some unintentionally, but read this person wrong. I feel like this is someone that is exceptionally attractive, but because they are, it's like people need to see a flaw. You know what I mean? It's like someone who is, because they're so attractive, people need to see something wrong with them. And so it's like, even if people recognize, even if they're able to be like, well, yeah, this Capricorn Sun's person is saying something nice, but like they shouldn't be whispering about it and they shouldn't be doing this and they shouldn't be doing that. And I feel like to a certain extent, your person, I mean this in a really nice way, but I think they're a little bit of a shiz disturber. I think they know that people do that, but they don't care necessarily. Hold on. It's like not only do they care, they, add fuel to the fire sometimes. And it's like, and then they kind of go skipping or, prancing on their merry way. Hold on. I feel like there may be some sort of reputation thing here where it's like everybody wants to say that this person is tied to something. And I feel that it has been left in their past. It just feels like whatever it is keeps trying to attach itself to them. And it does feel like this person is running from it. So for those of you with your Capricorn and Moon, sorry, that's not a sentence. Moon and Capricorn. There we go. We have the Seven of Cups with the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. I think it's the first time I've had this read or this card in a read, like on here. It feels like this person is a bit of a mastermind. I feel like they are someone, it just feels like they seem to be able to, I'm reminded of like, if you've seen Peaky Blinders, it's like Tommy Shelby, right? He's able to put certain things in motion and get people doing things for him without them realizing that they're doing it, that he put it all into motion. It feels like that type of an energy. I feel like this person might have two older siblings. And it feels like those older siblings may be, it's almost like, to a certain extent, the older siblings are very protective of this person. But it's like at the end of the day, this person here is, it's almost like if this person got out of control, their older siblings would be afraid. You know what I mean? Like, even if they're bigger in size, it just feels like it's just not something that anybody wants to happen. I feel like people would tiptoe around this person. And not because they're particularly volatile. It just feels like it's an intimidating energy because this person's so capable. It feels like they're a little bit indignant that you're not coming over. Feels like they're a little bit, it's like either they can't kind of put something in motion, or it feels like you're too many steps away for them to do anything about it right now. You know what I mean? It's like this situation has to happen and then that situation has to happen. before they can get to you. For example, and this is a terrible example, but just to describe it, let's say, for example, I'm going to make dinner, but I need a particular pan, but that pan is in the sink. And underneath that, like in that sink, it's underneath some dishes. So I got to load the dishes in the dishwasher. Dishwasher is clean. So it's like before I even get to the cooking, I have to empty and fill the dishwasher, wash some dishes, wash the pan, and then I can start. Right. And so it feels like to this person, they're trying to find the quickest, easiest, fastest route to you. And it's almost, it just feels like there's a lot of steps involved. It feels pretty annoying, to be honest with you. So for those of you with, hold on, Capricorn Rising. Okay. Capricorn Rising. We have the Empress. Dang. So, this person feels extraordinarily seductive. Excuse me. They feel like they are, it's almost like the way you thought you would feel when you achieved this is how they actually feel, or at least that's what they're putting on. I feel like this person, they want someone that's going to be fiercely loyal. It feels like this person, it's like they may be quite demanding. I feel like this person doesn't always use their powers for good, if you catch my drift. I feel like it almost feels like this pink ribbon that should be something really gorgeous. It feels like it, you know, they've got someone on a leash and they like, if that person doesn't do what they want them to do or doesn't pay enough attention to them, they yank that chain. It does feel, it's a little bit vindictive, a little bit vengeful, kind of hateful. I'm going to be honest. It feels like the type of energy where the person that's, you know, on that proverbial leash is someone, it's like they present this person as an extension of themselves. It's kind of like, look at this, you know, trophy that I, not that this person is a trophy partner or whatever. It just feels like this is the kind of person that you would walk into a party with and they'd be like, don't embarrass me. You know what I mean? And it's like, as soon as you would say something that is funny or comical about them that other people didn't know, that like they left their dirty socks somewhere, it's like the glare you would be getting from across the room. It feels like and it's almost like the energy coming from them would be like, oh, that's what we're doing now. You know what I mean? And it's like they would then slyly find a way to hit you back. Okay. And Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn. Venus in Capricorn. Venus in Capricorn. Seven of Cups. Interesting. That was at the bottom of the deck with the Ace of Cups. So this person feels really genuine. I realize that you probably didn't listen to or at least some of you didn't listen to the Capricorn Rising. This Seven of Cups person feels like the opposite of that Empress energy. It feels like the type of person that doesn't expect, you know what I mean? Like they don't walk into a relationship looking for what people can do for them, what status can be achieved, what they can get, or, you know, like how it's going to benefit them. I feel like this is somebody that it feels like they kind of embody the Empress energy. They always have what they need and a little bit extra. It feels like the type of person that every time they come to your house, they bring food. Even if you were to tell them not to, but I feel like you wouldn't because their food is always really good. There's something that feels really gorgeous, really like this flowy, effortless energy that is, it's like people are captivated by them. It's the type of person that like everybody notices when they walk in the room, but they have such a presence that nobody ever really approaches them. You know what I mean? It's like people would just assume that this person is taken. Oh, sorry. So people would just assume that this person is taken because they have such a like gorgeous. It's the type of person that like they look freaking amazing, but they also are a really good person. You know what I mean? You can't help but be drawn to them. It feels like this person, it feels like the initial friendliness that they show you is, it's like, it's kind of how they treat everybody, but I feel like to them, it might feel like they kind of get stonewalled by a lot of people. It feels like this person makes a lot of people insecure. There's something here. It feels like they feel safe with you. So I think I'll leave it there, Capricorn. If this reading resonated, of course, I hope it was helpful. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.